Before we get started, I want to know where everybody's from. Where are they logging in? So if you could write on the chat where you're from, I would love to know where everybody's logging in from. I'm nosy like that. So let's see. So we could get this class started. I really want Las Vegas. I love it. I'm here in Miami myself, so let's see. I'm gonna also start sharing my screen so we make sure we're all good to go. Does everybody see that? Everybody good? See that? Awesome. Okay,
Hay productos nuevos, director.
awesome.
Hay productos nuevos hoy.
Okay,
Hernán,
yes.
hay productos nuevos hoy.
No, no, hoy no. Esta
No,
clase es
ahora
la clase
no.
de inglés.
Oh, ya. Ah, pues me salgo porque es de inglés, ¿no? Bye.
Sí, it's the
Y
English class.
adiós.
Ajá.
Bye.
Awesome. Alrighty. Could you guys still see the screen or did it stop sharing? For some reason, it's not showing up on my screen. Okay.
Hernan, we can see it.
You could see it?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, there we are. All right, everyone. Well, first of all, thank you so much for logging in. I want to respect everybody's time. So I know that this class is going to be really, really exciting. We're going to be talking a little bit about skincare. But one thing that I really want to focus on also is selling tactics. Like, how can we sell more? What can we do to sell? So, we're going to be mixing a little bit of those things because I think it's very important to also know exactly how to sell to your customer base. Okay. So, a little bit about myself for many of you that don't know me, my name is Hernan Rivera. I've been in the beauty industry for over 20 years. I used to be a trainer for Chanel. I used to work for them and I used to teach the girls at the counters on how to sell the product, on product knowledge. So then this is something that I love doing. I love talking skincare. I love educating. So if you, for some reason, have any other questions aside from this class, please feel free to always reach out to me. I'm always there to assist you guys in anything, and especially if it has to do with skincare or makeup, I am your to-go person that you could always count on. Alrighty? So a little bit about pharmacy. I started with pharmacy about a year and a half ago, and in reality, it was not necessarily by mistake, but it was something that I never saw myself doing this type of business, but you should never say never because look at me now. Now I love it. Is actually one of my biggest passions. And yeah, so congratulations for taking that first step, all of you guys also, because I know a lot of people always tell me, but I'm not a salesperson. I'm not really good at selling. Well, you're in the right class today too, because I'm going to teach you how to do that without feeling like you're selling. Alrighty. So let's get a little bit into skincare. The most important thing that we have to understand is what type of skin do you or your customer base has. Okay, there's four. There's necessarily a lot of people consider a combination one type of skin. I don't consider it a type of skin because it's a combination of the four types of skin. Okay, there's dry skin, oily skin, sensitive skin, and then normal, the one that everybody wants to have, right? So I'm going to go in depth, not too much in depth, but I'm going to go very lightly information on each one so we know characteristics of each one and so we could determine what type of skin we have or our customers have. Okay, so the dry skin, the first one, characteristics that we're going to see with dry skin is a lot of flakiness. We're going to see the skin look very dull. It's going to look like it needs more radiance. And those are mainly characteristics of a dry skin. Okay, now one of the other things that a lot of people complain about is feeling very dehydrated in their skin. And I'm going to give you guys a little tip on how to know if you are actually dehydrated, because there's a big difference from being dry and being dehydrated, because you could also be oily or normal skin and still be dehydrated sometimes, okay? So I'm going to give you my little trick on how to know if you're dehydrated, and this is something that everybody could use and do at home. Okay, so what you're gonna do is take your finger and we're gonna go like this against our cheek. And if you see ripples like this, that means that your skin is dehydrated. And that's not necessarily that it's dry, it's just that it's dehydrated. Love it, Marie. Yes, try it, girl. But no, but the way to do it from down here from the chin and just push up. And then if you see a lot of ripples, that means that your skin is dehydrated. Okay. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to recommend you different products and stuff that we'll use for dehydration, and then some that we'll use for dry skin. Okay. How's that skin? Is it dehydrated, Marie?
It's nice and
Rosa, I see Rosa over there too,
it's
like
nice
this.
and supple, honey. It's nice and supple.
Oh, perfect. So it's
Mine is
nice
like
and-
a bit oily.
No, but you know what? And it's so funny because a lot of people always, they're like, oh no, I'm not dehydrated because I'm oily. No, but you know what? Dehydration is very different. You could still be oily and be dehydrated. Your skin could be dehydrated. Okay. So just going like this, like I said here, and then if you guys see the ripples, that means it's dehydrated. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit about that also, a little more on what certain products to use for that. Okay. Now, oily. What are characteristics of an oily skin? The skin is always going to look shiny. The skin has larger pores, open pores. Okay, those are characteristics of an oily skin. Now, one thing about oily skin that we have to be very careful is because people sometimes think that they have oily skin when they really don't. And one thing that I always tell people is when you wash your face, I'm gonna put and because I like making my classes more interactive. So I know Rosa, I'm sorry to put you on blast again, Rosa, but you were the one that just said right now that your skin was oily. My question to you would be, are you oily? Let's say, for instance, right when you wash your face, does it start feeling oily right away? Or is it like hours later throughout the day?
It's like hours later throughout the day. And then I just feel like my face is dirty and I need to wash it.
Okay, but it's not right away. So it doesn't feel right away. It's later.
Yes.
Okay, so then you're not a true oily skin. Because an oily skin, a person that's really oily, it's going to be that person that as soon as they wash their face, boom, they start getting oily again. Okay. So what you are, you're pretty much just by look what I'm seeing here on the screen, you're pretty much going to be like a normal to oily. That's what I would consider you. I wouldn't consider you a true oily person. And the thing is that sometimes when people really don't understand that, like let's say for instance, and I'm just using Rosa because she kept saying that she had oily skin, but let's say for instance, Rosa would probably be like, oh my God, I'm so oily that I'm going to use all these products for oily skin. And then what happens? It debalances her skin. And then that's what starts causing more breakouts or starts causing, more like oil buildup throughout the day. So if you are a true oily person, then that's when you should really use the products that are targeted just for oily skin. In Rosa's case, I would suggest using something that's going to, if you don't mind me asking, what are you using for skincare right now?
So I use the Age,
Reverest? Mhm.
yes, the scrub. And then I also use La Roche for dry skin.
The what, honey?
The La Roche, no, La Roche Posay, La Roche Posay.
Okay. So it's not from pharmacy.
No, not that one is not from pharmacy. No.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And that one's for oil for what kind of skin?
Oily. So
Oh,
I
for
go
oil.
back and forth. So I exfoliate with the pharmacy age reverse. And then I wash my face like I do that one like 3 times a week. And then the rest of the days I do the La Roche Posay.
Okay, cool. And okay, but then does that do you feel like it makes you more oily, the skin, or no? Or it's pretty
Mm. No.
okay,
Like I feel
good.
clean when I use the pharmacy scrub. I feel like it leaves my face so clean. Like I just feel like smooth. Like it just feels so good. Like I don't know. It's just a really good feeling.
Good.
But I know
Okay.
you can't use it like every single day,
No,
because
because
then
then
it's
it's an exfoliant, and we'll
yeah,
talk a little
correct.
bit about those. But you should then try the other face wash that are really good too.
Okay. Like
Because
which one?
I would do because I mean I wouldn't like I said, that's exactly like where I wouldn't put you in the tea tree because that's more for a person who's truly oily. So I would do either the calendula because it's nice and soft. It could be done every day, or you could even do the oh, what's the other one? The Lumi because it's going to bring more light, like more
Mhm.
glowiness to the skin.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah, for sure. And then we have sensitive skin. Sensitive skin is somebody who's going to have more of redness. Sometimes you'll see that they have like a little bit of, not necessarily like a rash, but they look kind of like little bumps, like red bumps. People with rosacea are really sensitive in the skin. Okay. And then we have the normal. And the normal is the one that the face looks more even. It's pretty much what we all want to achieve, right? That normal, beautiful looking skin. And that's why we have these amazing products because we want our skincare to take us to that beautiful, normal skin. Okay. So we're going to start talking a little bit about the skin products that we have here in pharmacy and the proper routine that we have for your day and your nighttime because they are very different. And then we'll talk a little bit about when to use each product. Like we were talking with Rosa with exfoliate, that yes, you shouldn't use it every day, but we're going to go more in depth with that. Okay. So morning routines. How should your morning routines look? Okay. It is very important to always have a good cleanser. Okay. After your cleanser comes your toner. Okay. What is the toner? A lot of people have different, they tell me different things. So I want somebody just to open their mic. And like I said, I like doing this very interactive. So anybody wants to kind of tell me what is the purpose of a toner? Anybody? Before I put anybody on blast? No? No? Come on. I want some interaction
We
with
want your
people.
expertise or not.
But I want to know, like what people think the toner is for.
So I use it like to just really like end up cleaning my face. Like I just it's like an additional cleanser to me. That's how I
Okay,
feel it.
perfect. So
Like
you pretty much use it just to kind of take away the excess that the cleanser didn't take away, kind of thing.
yeah.
Right? Okay. Anybody else? No? No, 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 no. All right.
I don't
Well,
want to say because I know the answer.
yes, but please don't. It refreshes. Okay, somebody said it refreshes. Perfect. Okay, so the real purpose of a toner, it's not just a little fresh water because everybody's like, do I really need that? Yes, we all need a good toner because a toner balances the pH in your skin. Okay, so it actually does have a purpose. It's not just of water to refresh you or take the little extra makeup. Okay, it's actually made to balance the pH. So, what does that mean? The best way that I explain it to people all the time is this: if you've had fish at home, you will understand this, right? You have your fish tank, and then if you don't clean it well or it's just kind of starts sitting there, what starts happening to it? It starts turning green, it starts getting off balance, correct? So that's why when you clean your fish tank, the people who has had them before, they saw those little drops and it says pH balance and you put the little drops in there, and then the water stays nice and clean. Well, that's exactly what a toner does for your face. Okay, it's like those little drops that you're adding to actually help balance the pH in your skin so your skin looks um, more more fresh and it looks in balance. It's kind of like helping us get to that normal skin that we all want to have. So that's why people who have dry skin, there's toners that are made for dry skin. There's toners that are made for people with oily skin because it's going to help balance the pH so we could get to a normal balance. Okay? So that's the main purpose of a toner. Then after your toner, we have your serums and your oils. Okay? If you guys have not used the oils in pharmacy, they are amazing. I was one that in the beginning I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I feel about these oils. And then I started using them and they are like super, super good. All right. And the serums and the oils go after your toner because the serums and the oils work on the lower levels of your skin. Okay. And then after the serums and the oils comes the moisturizer. The moisturizer works on the upper levels of the skin. Okay. And then from there, we have eye cream. Okay. Is eye cream very important? Yes. Because it's very different from your normal moisturizer. Your normal moisturizer is made for the face where we have pores, where it absorbs, and there's what is it called? Your skin absorbs it. There's room. Underneath your eyes, it's very different. It's the thinnest layer of skin that we have on our body, right? And not only that, but the thing is that when it absorbs it, sometimes that's when the face, wait, let me rewind. When it absorbs, like if you put regular cream underneath your eye, it's too heavy because when it absorbs, there's nowhere where to go, and that's what actually starts causing people to get bags because it's just the accumulation of that heavy product underneath the eyes that it doesn't have where to go. It just sits there. Okay, so that's why an eye cream is made very different than the rest of the face cream. Okay, because it's made for underneath the eye. It's made so it could absorb completely different than a normal moisturizer and cream. Okay, so yes, eye cream is very important and it makes a big difference. All right. And then from there, we have to obviously take care of our beautiful skin. So we always do a sunscreen afterwards. Okay. So is that good? Any questions, comments, concerns, anything on our day routine? No? Alrighty. So let's go to our night one. Okay. So how does our night routine look like? Okay. So obviously we have to take off our makeup, but we also have amazing micellar water that you could use to kind of take that extra makeup that your cleanser didn't take away. Because remember, now it's not the toner, it's actually like a micellar water or something to help you take away all that extra makeup that stayed behind. Okay. After that, after we removed all our makeup, we're going to do our cleanser slash exfoliator. And if you see there, I put slash with a little star. And that's because an exfoliator shouldn't be done every single day, kind of like what Rosa was saying. An exfoliator should only be done max about 3 times a week. Max. Okay. What's the difference between micellar water and makeup remover? That's a question that they just asked me on the chat. So the difference from a makeup remover and the micellar water, I actually like using it kind of like what I just mentioned. I like using it just to take out like the excess thing that a real makeup remover didn't take away. The makeup remover that I love, if you guys haven't tried from pharmacy, have you guys used the balm? The makeup remover balm. It is so good. It's so rich. It literally is like butter. So you like literally lather it and you put it all over your skin and then it kind of melts everything away. And then from there you take it off with a little wash towel. And then that's when I like using the micellar water to kind of just take anything that kind of was left behind. Okay. Wipes. Yes, you could definitely do wipes too. A lot of people use wipes. That's another way. I use wipes more when it's like traveling or something that it needs to be done faster. Then that's usually when I use wipes. But I usually suggest doing like a full makeup remover and then your micellar water to kind of take that away after. Okay. Awesome. So going back to this, so cleanser and exfoliator. Exfoliating should be done only 2 to 3 times a week. Okay. And here goes the reason why. Think of an exfoliator like a lot of like mini knives. Okay. What they're doing is cutting up your dead skin cells so when you wash it, it kind of releases all that dead skin cells, and all of a sudden it leaves your skin nice and refreshed because obviously it took away all that dead skin that you had there. Okay, so that's why Rosa was saying that she loves it because she feels super clean and stuff because that's what the exfoliating does. The exfoliating, what it does, it kind of broke down all that dead skin cells. So when she washed it, it kind of leaves her with a clean, nice, clean slate. Okay. And is it important to exfoliate? Absolutely. Okay. And here's one thing too. People who's taken my class before and stuff will probably know this too, so do not answer. But why do you guys think that men usually have a tendency of looking younger than women? Anybody? No? No? Nobody wants to give it a try? Okay. Well, here it goes. Because men actually exfoliate at least once or twice a week without even knowing. Why? Because they shave. And men have a tendency of looking younger from here down than from here up. And that's because at least 2 times a week, they are technically exfoliating when they shave because they're taking away all that dead skin cells, right? So that's why. So I'm not telling you that I want you to start shaving your whole face, but I do want to tell you that you have to start exfoliating at least once or twice a week. Okay? Because that's really going to make a big difference in the way that your skin starts to heal, the way that your skin starts to feel, and the way your skin's going to start to look. Okay? You're going to start being brighter. It's going to look much more healthier too. Okay? So cleanser and exfoliating. Okay? Then from there, we're going to go to our toner. Okay? Because toner is going to balance our pH in our skin. So we want it to look nice and fabulous. Then we go back to our serums, our oils / treatment. If you see there, I put like little stars on treatment too, because treatment is going to be the ones that are going to be worn. Like, let's say, for instance, masks will be considered a treatment, right? Or anything like that. Because masks, you won't do them every single day. I suggest using your masks or anything that it's going to be a treatment wise when you exfoliate, the day that you exfoliate. Why? Because remember, you exfoliated, your skin is nice and fresh, and then that's when you should do your masks because then that's when you're going to get a better results from it. Because they don't deal with anything like I do. So she's still talking about why men look younger. I love it. Okay. So then that's when we would do the treatments, okay? And here's the thing, in treatments and a lot of like certain products that we're going to be talking about too, I call those like your medicine cabinet products. The ones that you have there in your medicine cabinet and you use them when needed. Okay? It's kind of like in my case, I get really dehydrated when I travel a lot, right? Because of the planes and all that stuff. So I usually take my hydro, and we'll talk about those, my hydro cream, because I just need hydration. But I don't use it every single day. I use it when it's needed. It's kind of like you having Tylenol at home. Only because you have Tylenol at home, you're not going to take Tylenol every single day, You take it when you need it. So there's certain products that are there only as needed. Okay? And then obviously then we have our eye cream and then our moisturizers. Okay? Moisturizers, something that everybody asks me also. Is there a big difference on night cream and your day cream other than just having SPF? Yes, there is. And if you notice, night creams are usually a little more expensive than day creams. And the reason why is because they're richer and they're heavier and they're made for you to be to moisturize you during your time that you're sleeping. Okay, and here's the reason why, because during nighttime we need more hydration and we need our skin to be more hydrated during the time that we sleep because it's rejuvenating. And not only that, but then what happens is that our skin is the largest organ that we have in our body, right? It's the largest organ. And what does our organs need to function? Water. Exactly. So while you're sleeping, your body's working, right? Where do you think the largest organ is going to get what they need for it to function? From your body. So it's absorbing as much water as it can. Have you noticed or have you felt that usually you feel more dry when you wake up in the mornings? Like you wake up and your face feels a little more like dry. Well, that's because all night it was trying to, your body was pulling all the water that it needs, and it's pulling it from where? From the largest organ. All right. So for that reason, a night cream is always going to be a little heavier, a little more rich to give you that extra hydration that you need during the time that you're sleeping. Okay. We use the same eye cream. And so, yeah, so your eye cream will be the same. So you do not have to change that one. That one's going to be completely the same. But your day cream and your night cream are completely different. Okay, because like I said, the night cream is made for that extra moisturizing and support that your skin needs during the nighttime, especially because nighttime is when your skin rejuvenates. It's kind of like when it starts to start um um when it starts to rejuvenate and stuff too. So okay, so yes, so that's because I was looking at the questions. So yes, so that's the thing. So the difference of your day and your night cream is the one that is you do have to take very into account. Okay, so now we're gonna start breaking the products that we have in pharmacy. Okay, there's two that I consider being our key products. Okay. And the two lines, I'm gonna pass it really fast to the next one too. It's Age of Everest, and the other one is the Resurface. Those are our two key items. Okay. The others are kind of like our medicine cabinet ones that I was just talking about. These are our two key ones. Okay. So here's the thing about these two. A lot of people, and this is something that I want you to take into consideration when you're dealing with your clients, even for yourself. A lot of times people base these products or any type of products on age, and you should never base it on age. People always are like, "Oh, you're in your 30s. You just need age reverse, or you're in your 60s. That means you need resurface." You should never base it on age, and you have to base it on the condition of the people's skin. Here's the reason, because there could be somebody that's 20 years old and have horrible skin. And then you can have somebody that's maybe in her 60s, 70s, but she took care of her skin her whole life, and she has amazing skin. Okay? So that means that they have different needs. So we have to base the type of products that we're using for ourselves and for our clients based on our needs and not on the age. Okay? Oh my God, I'm 28 with some wrinkles and I bought Age Reverse, which is fine. That is perfectly fine. Age reverence is a good place to start. Okay. So what is age reverence? Okay. So age reverence is going to be the one. So how do I know if I'm using the right one? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So age reverence is the one that it's going to be more to prevent any fine lines or wrinkles, okay? And help a little bit with that dehydration that we were talking about, with that hydration, okay? So age reverence, like I said, it's going to be there to prevent. So if you have somebody who's starting to see the aging, the fine lines and wrinkles, or that they're starting and they really want to start into a skincare line that they haven't really used one, this is the one that you would recommend for someone like that. Okay. Now resurface, on the other hand, that one is already there for smoothing out um, fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, so it's going to be there for somebody who has already more visible signs of aging. Okay, and this one's going to help with exfoliation, and because it's not going to be an exfoliant like we were talking about that you're actually doing an exfoliating. This is an exfoliation in a way that when you apply it, the cream itself is going to help rejuvenate the skin and exfoliate it as you use it. Okay, so it's a very soft, subtle exfoliant. Okay. But that's the reason why, because obviously it wants to rejuvenate the skin. It's going to help it improve the condition, the texture of it. It's going to bring more brightening to it. Okay. And if you really do use it and are consistent with this, you will see a 10% reduction of wrinkles. And believe me, it's happened to me. I haven't done Botox in a year. I kind of need to go get my Botox again, but I haven't done it in a long time. So it does work. This is actually the one that I use. Okay. So if somebody that really is seeing those fine lines and wrinkles already, then I would definitely go into resurface. Okay. Any questions on those two? Resurface, that one is the one that I'm using. True, great, it works. Yes, it is. It's an amazing product. All right. So, any questions on resurface or on age reverest? No? Okay. So now we're gonna start going into like our key, like our little medicine cabinet ones that I call. The aqua is amazing. Like I said, this is made for for fighting dryness or flakiness on the skin. Like I said, I love this one. This is the one that I use when I travel a lot. People who work at hospitals also have a tendency of having like really dehydration on their skin because of the filters that are in the hospitals. So maybe if somebody that you or a client of yours that works at a hospital and is always complaining about, oh my God, my skin feels so dehydrated, this is their line. This would be amazing for them. Okay. So in the aqua line, we have a cleanser, we have the hydro drops, which are amazing, and then we have the aqua eye cream. That eye cream is going to be very light in texture, so it's somebody who still doesn't really see a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, but it's always good to kind of start with an eye cream, so you could start obviously preventing those lines and wrinkles and pushing that back. Okay. We always want to start taking care of our skin. People always tell me, Hernan, what's the perfect age to start my kids on skincare? As soon as they can. I have a lot of I do a lot of like weddings and quinceañeras, and all the quinceañeras, the first thing I always tell them is like, you need to start your skincare. Because people don't think about it. But obviously, the sooner you start on skincare, obviously, is going to prevent you from getting those fine lines and wrinkles at an earlier age. Okay. So are we good there? So the aqua is an amazing cream for hydration. Okay. And like I said, let's say, for instance, you are using age reverenced, right? You could still use this when you still need a little extra boost of hydration to the skin. Okay, awesome. All right. Now, the next line that we're going to talk about is the tea tree. That one's made for somebody that has more oily skin and somebody that usually has breakouts. Okay, this one I love their serum. It is strong. Okay. So the way that I recommend, and for you to tell your clients the way to do it, is take a Q-tip, get the Q-tip wet, and apply it only where you need it. Do not apply it all over because it is pretty strong. Okay. Awesome. This one, we do have a face wash. It comes with there's a toner, there's the day cream, there's the cream, which is amazing because it's very light in texture. And a lot of people who have oily skin always tell me, remember, my skin is so oily already. Do I still need a moisturizer? Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's going to start balancing your skin because you're helping it with hydration, meaning that later on your skin's gonna be like, you know what? I don't have to produce as much oil as I need. So it automatically starts reducing your skin starts reducing the amount of oil that it's producing because it knows that you're helping it with hydration. Okay, so it is gonna help um, the oiliness in the skin too. So that's why it's important to use a moisturizer, even if you have an oily skin. All right. And this one is perfect because it's very light and especially the texture. It's very light. It's not heavy. It doesn't feel greasy. Okay. But it gives you that nice hydration to the skin, anyways. Okay. And then we have the balsam. Okay. That one's really great for the body. So yes. Any questions on this one? Okay. All right. Now, another thing about the tea tree oil, the tea tree serum that I kind of wanted to mention. There's other ways that you could use it aside from just the skin. People who have dandruff, mix a little bit of that tea tree on the shampoo and massage it in the scalp. It works wonders. Okay. People who have nail fungus, that actually works really good too. You could use the tea tree oil and it's amazing. So the tea tree oil, the tea tree serum is actually amazing. I always have, I have it right here. I always have it at home because you can use it for many things. People who, mosquitoes, mosquito bites, you put it on. Okay. So there's many multiple little uses for it. Okay. It's an amazing product. All right. So let's go with their next one. Calendula. Awesome. I use this one on all my clients. I have it in my makeup kit because it's that kind of cream that could be used on anyone. Okay. Especially people with rosacea. It is amazing. Okay. We also have the Calendula face wash. We have the toner. We have the oil. And then we have the face cream. And we have the balsam. Okay. This one, like I said, it's very good for anybody who has sensitive skin or anybody that that wants to start. Like I actually when the quinceañeras that I'm telling you that I always recommend that they start using something, this is the line that I give them to because it's something that's going to be very light and it's going to be something that you cannot go wrong with. Okay. The balsam is also really good for elbows, your feet. It's really nicely, it hydrates amazing. And then not only that, but then what's really nice about it too is that calendula, since it's made for people with sensitive skin, I had a friend who had rashes that got a rash And we put on the calendula balsam, and instantly, like, she's like, oh my God, it stopped itching already and stuff. So it's something that you could always also have in at home. It's always good to have that one too. Okay, awesome. So let's see, let's move on to the next one. The Lumi. Hi, the tea tree product is good for teenagers. So they're asking me if the tea tree products is good for teenagers. Yes, it's good for teenagers, especially if they have breakouts and stuff. It's really going to help them. But like I said, if you're going to use the serum, if they have breakouts or anything like that, I suggest, I'm trying to open it. I suggest when you open it, you put it on a Q-tip and then apply it directly on any place that you would have any acne or anything like that. Um, it can be used on kids. Calendula, yes, calendula could, because calendula is definitely going to be something that it's going to be made for somebody that's going to be more sensitive in the skin and stuff. So if it's for younger kids and stuff, I would definitely stick to the calendula 100%. Okay, so the Lumi is made for radiance. Okay, so that one's gonna make the skin look younger. It's gonna help with any dark spots. Okay, so if anybody has any dark spots or acne scars or anything like that, the Lumi will actually help you achieve more of an even complexion. Okay. But like in everything, we have to just be consistent. Like it's not going to happen overnight. It's definitely something that obviously with consistency, obviously you're going to start seeing a big difference. Okay. Now, one thing about this one, we have the cleanser, we have the toner, we have the Lumi Eye, the eye cream, and we have the drops. In Mexico and in other countries, we do have the Lumi cream, but here in the US, we don't. Okay. Um, this is a great product also for someone who is dry or that needs more of that luminosity to the skin. I would definitely suggest adding a little bit of the Lumi drops or even using the Lumi face wash as your everyday product. Okay. Awesome. So let's go to the next one. And then obviously we have these amazing other products that I kind of had to touch base on. Unfortunately our sunscreen, we haven't had our sunscreen here in the US for a bit. But the other one that I do love is the vitamin C serum. Okay, that one is going to give you a nice glow. It actually does lighten up the skin. So even if you do have a little bit of spots or unevenness to the skin, the vitamin C glow serum will be your to-go serum for sure. Okay. And then if you do have a lot of like dark spots or pigmentation, I would definitely do the vitamin C serum and then even add the little Lumi drops to it to give you more of that extra boost of clearing up the skin. Okay. Awesome. So now, how to make selling easier for us. Okay. So, the most important thing is people buy solutions. Okay. People buy solutions, and that's what we have to give them. Okay. People are not necessarily just going to be buying, they don't buy products, they buy solutions. So we want to give them what is their needs. Okay. So the thing is, people wait, like, let's say, for instance, people usually start saying things like, my skin feels so dry, like I was saying, my skin feels so dry when I travel. Perfect. So then you know what? This is the product for you. Okay? We're recommending it to them. We're not selling them. Okay? People don't like to be sold. People like to be recommended stuff. And that's the number one thing. And it's by telling your story is what's going to sell it. Okay? Like me, like I was telling you, when I travel, I get really dehydrated and stuff. But what works for me is my the hydration cream. Okay, it's amazing because automatically I start feeling that hydration back in my skin. I'm telling you the story, right? So a lot of you are probably gonna be like, oh my God, I gotta try that hydration cream. Okay, see, I'm selling you without selling it. And that's what people like. If I would have sit here, and that's why during the time that we were doing this class, I didn't go through all the ingredients because people don't really care about that. People care about how is it going to make them feel, how it's going to make them um, how it's going to make them feel, and how are the results. What are the results? That's what they care about. Okay. And then the try me. If you are with them, or if it's somebody that it's in front of you, or that you're having this conversation with, let them try it. Okay. That's what's going to also sell it. Because the minute they try it, they're going to fall in love with it. The texture of it, the way it feels. Okay. Here, I had some notes here that I wanted kind of go from there. Okay. And then create a personalized routine. This one's very important, and this is what's going to make you stand out from the next person that also sells product, the pharmacy. Because if you actually take the time to create a personal routine for that person, believe me, they're going to come back to you. Okay? And what I mean by creating a personal routine is kind of like what we just did over here in our other slides. Let me see. Let me try to go back to it because I want to show you here. It's almost creating this for that person. Okay. You're going to be like, look, Maria, this is what you're going to do. So you're going to take off your makeup at night and you're going to use this cream, or you're going to use this makeup remover. And then from there, you're going to do your your exfoliator at nighttime. And then you're going to do your toner. You're going to go through this whole process with them. You're going to give them the whole routine on how to do it. Okay. And you're going to inform them. Kind of what you learned today, you're going to inform them about that. So remember the whole story about the exfoliating with the shaving and all that stuff. Okay, that's something now you could sell it. Be like, hey, Maria, did you know that men usually look a little younger because they exfoliate? Well, girl, we need to start exfoliating ourselves, and that's how you're going to be selling it because you're now giving them a story. Okay, so as you're going through this routine with them, you're also explaining and teaching them and letting them know what each product is for. Okay, so customizing a routine for them. Okay, so let's go back to that over there. Okay, here it is. Okay, and then another thing is when you're teaching, or when you're teaching them or you're informing them, it's always important to do the before, the then, and the now. Okay. Before, when I used to wake up, my face used to feel dry, right? Then I started using this cream and this, and now it feels amazing. Now it's always nicely hydrated. I started seeing the improvement on my skin. Okay? See, there was the before, the then, and then the now. Okay? So always remember that when you're talking about a certain product, or even in other products that we use in pharmacy. Take that little formula and always apply it. Your before, your then, and your now. Okay? And then keep it conversational. Okay? You want to feel like you're talking to your friend. Okay? It happened to me the other day, and I actually went through this whole process with my Uber driver. I was in pharmacy 2 days ago with Marie. We were picking up some boxes, and the lady in pharmacy, my Uber driver picked me up, right? And she asked me, "What do you guys do there?" And I'm like, "Oh, we sell nutrition, skincare, and whatever." And automatically she's like, "Oh my God, I really need to start using something because I started feeling that have my wrinkles are starting to come out and I'm turning 50." And I'm just sitting there listening to her, right? I'm listening and listening, and I'm like, "Oh, great." Now, when she was done talking, and I'm like, "Great." I'm like, "We have these amazing products that actually, have done a big difference for me." And then I even believe me, I even started busting out my pictures. And I'm like, "Look, I used to do this, and this is how it used to look. And now it makes me feel so much better." I made it conversational. It was all conversational. And then after that, she goes like, "Oh my God, you should give me your number. I would definitely love to try these products." I literally sold her on it without selling it. Without telling her, "No, it's because you need to buy this. You need to buy that. You need," no, it was more conversational, listening to her needs and giving her a solution. And that's what it's all about. Giving a solution to everybody's problems. Okay? So keep that in mind. Like I said, the important thing here is let's sell without selling, because people don't like to be sold. People like to be recommended. People like to have conversations. People like to chismear. People like to just, you know, hear stories. So you have to create those stories. Okay. And like I said, that's why this training, if you really saw when we were talking about the products, I never told you what ingredients it has, or like what magic patent it has on it, because people don't really care about that. People want to know the basic, people want to know how it's going to make them feel, and what results they're going to have at the end. Okay. And well, that was our 1 hour. And this is my social media. Like I said, I will be more than happy to answer any questions, any concerns that you guys have. And please reach out to me if you have any questions. I love to cheese me out. I love to chit chat. So let me know if there's any other questions. I have the chat open for a little bit just to see if there's anything that you guys have any other questions or anything like that. But if not, or you think of something later on, or you feel that I missed something or that you want more information on, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions and stuff for you guys. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully, this kind of helped out a little bit. And yes, and I love being here with you guys. So big kisses, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. If I could get off of this, let me see.